Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Want to seek the blessing of Radha Madhava, Radha Shyam Sundar, Krishna, Balaram, Bal Gopal, Nrsimhadev, Bhagavan, Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra, Shishi Nitai, Tulsimani, Haridas Thakur, Guru Parampara, Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj, and the assembled devotees. Canto 9, chapter number 10. So this chapter is the pastimes of Lord Ramachandra, Supreme Lord Ramachandra. That's the heading. And we saw yesterday how from Maharaj Katwanga's dynasty came Dirgabahu, Raghu, Aja, Dashrath. Dashrath is the father of Lord Ramachandra. Ram, Lakshman, Bharat, Shatrughan. 10th chapter describes how Lord Ramachandra appeared in the dynasty of Maharaj Katwanga. It also describes the Lord's activities, telling how he killed Ravan and returned to Ayodhya, the capital of his kingdom. So, the son of Maharaj Katwanga was Dirgabahu. His son was Raghu. So, this Raghu is very famous, Raghu Vamsi. This is another name for Lord Ramachandra. He's born in the family of Raghu. The son of Raghu was Aja, and the son of Aja was Dashrath. The son of Dashrath was Lord Ramachandra, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. When the Lord descended into this world in his full quadruple expansion, as Lord Ramachandra, Lakshman, Bharat, and Shatrughan, great sages like Valmiki, who were actually in knowledge of the absolute truth, described his transcendental pastimes. Srila Sukadeva Goswami describes these pastimes in brief, because Parikshit would have heard again and again the transcendental activities of Lord Ramachandra from great saintly persons. So this is the tradition, especially in Bharat. Ramayana would be read. Sometimes a lot of evenings, in the evenings that people in the village would come to the temple and they would be hearing the Ram Katha. These are the traditional days. And it's interesting how here it explains when the Lord descended in this quadruple expansion. So it wasn't that just Lord Ram was God, the Supreme Lord, but also Lakshman, Bharat, and Shatrughan were also part of the Supreme expansions of the Supreme. They're also Godhead, Vishnu forms. To keep the promise of his father intact, Lord Ramachandra immediately gave up the position of king and, accompanied by his wife, Mother Sita, wandered from one forest to another on his lotus feet, which was so delicate they were unable to bear even the touch of Sita's palms. The Lord was also accompanied by Hanuman and by his own younger brother, Lord Lakshman. So this is wonderful. Well, is a Leela that takes place before we get to why the Lord was exiled to the forest. We won't go into any specific detail, but it so happened that the Lord wanted to perform pastimes not just in the palace, because he was born in royal family. He was going to become the next king. But he also wanted to go to the forest for some time, 14 years, in fact, in order to give his grace to the sages in the forest and to do other pastimes, to perform other pastimes with his devotees, and also to destroy adharma and re-establish dharma, which is his usual activities. So he was accompanied by Sita and Lakshman. Having cut off the nose and ears of Supanaka, thus disfiguring her, the Lord was separated from Mother Sita. He therefore became angry, moving his eyebrows and thus frightening the ocean, who then allowed the Lord to construct a bridge to cross the ocean. Subsequently, the Lord entered the kingdom of Ravan to kill him, like a fire devouring a forest. May that Supreme Lord Ramachandra give us all protection. Lord Ramachandra went with Vishwamitra and killed Rakshasas like Maricha. After breaking the strong bow known as Haradhanu, which was so heavy it had to be carried by 300 men. The Lord married Mother Sita. While returning from Sita's home, he cut down the prestige of Pashuram. It's very interesting because Pashuram is another incarnation of the Lord who was present at the time of Lord Ram. In fact, Pashuram is still present in this world, somewhere in the Himalayas. But Pashuram's power was reduced by Lord Ramachandra because he had come and he is actually a more powerful incarnation. Pashuram is Shaktavesh avatar, is a Jivatma who has been specially empowered by the Lord. But Ram is the Lord himself. To obey the order of his father, he entered the forest, accompanied by Lakshman and Sita. There he cut off the nose of Suparnaka and killed associates of Ravan headed by Kara and Dushana. Ravan's kidnapping of Sita Devi was the beginning of the demon's misfortune. When Maricha assumed the form of a golden deer, Lord Ramachandra went to bring the deer to please Mother Sita. But in the meantime, Ravan took advantage of the Lord's absence to kidnap Sita. Actually, it's not possible for Ravan to kidnap Sita. No one can touch the internal energy of the Supreme Lord, Ladini Shakti of the Supreme Lord. The form of Sita taken by Ravan was an illusory representation of Sita. When Sita was tested in the fire after Ravan's death, Agnidev, the demigod of fire, brought the real Sita back to Ram. So this is a wonderful pastime. When Lakshman drew the Lakshman Rekha around Sita and told her, don't leave this area of protection, she still left because of her compassion, because Ravan was disguised in a sage of as a sage, and he wanted to he asked her for food, and then he got angry, and so many dramas he did, and eventually Sita came out of that Lakshman Rekhas, that protective circle. But when she came out at that time, Agni took the real Sita to his world and replaced her with the Maya Sita. Otherwise, how is it possible for a demon to touch Sita Devi? So this is the pastime of Ravan's sister, Suparnaka, getting her nose cut off. And there were a whole lot of demons who came to attack. This is actually when Vishwamitra had taken Ram earlier in the forest and Lakshman. Then we have the wedding of Sita. Again, Vishwamitra had brought him to Janakaraj's home, Mithila, which is actually in Nepal. And there Sita and Ram, they of course reunited. The marriage ceremony took place, not just of Sita, actually all the brothers married all the sisters, 3 brothers, 3 sisters. This
Prabhu,
yes,
Hare Krishna.
yes, yes.
I was going to say, I don't know if it's me, but I can't hear you very well. It's
Oh,
a
okay.
bit slow.
Again, what about everybody else? Struggling to hear?
It's okay, Prabhu.
It's okay.
Mm.
Okay,
It's okay, Prabhu.
okay. I'll just let me just 1 second. Let me just pause this. I'm recording. So all the brothers married the sisters, and this is a wonderful painting which gives such a wonderful image of Lord Ramachandra. His color is a golden greenish color, a unique, beautiful color. This is the wedding, and this is Parshuram meeting, because when the bow was broken, Parshuram appeared at that time, and he was furious. Who is this false Kshatriya who has broken the bow of Vishnu? So he came. Hara, I think this is the bow of Shiva actually. But anyway, he came and when he saw Ramachandra, he realized, this is no ordinary personality. And Ramachandra, he reduced the strength, the power of Parshuram at that meeting. Then Ravan kidnapped Sita. When Sita Devi was kidnapped, Lord Ramachandra wandered in the forest with his brother Lakshman in search of her, as if very much distressed due to separation from his wife. Thus he showed by his personal example the condition of a person attached to women. So Ramachandra, he incarnated as a human being. And he also showed the struggles humans will have in this world, especially if they're attached to property, to women, so many things. And he displayed, as an example, that very distress when Sita's mother was kidnapped. Of course, the Lord is never distressed. He is Atma Rama, self-satisfied, Atma Rama. Is in need of no one or anything. But in order to illustrate to us that this world is not such a nice place, he comes and he gives us this as an example. The spiritual perspective. Lord Ramachandra is the source of and reservoir of all spiritual pleasure. He cannot experience material suffering. His separation from Sita was an activity of his pleasure potency, Ladini. His dealings of conjugal love, Shringaras, displayed spiritual emotions, Sattvika and Sanchari bhavas, like lamentation, Vilapa, fainting, Murcha, and madness, Anmada, in separation from Sita. So, apart from also showing how tough this world is, there is also the spiritual aspect, of course, because of the separation between the Lord and his internal energy. In the course of the search for Sita, they met Jatayu. Jatayu was an eagle, a very old eagle. He knew that Ravan was a crazy man, crazy demon, who had been fatally wounded by Ravan. So he fought with Ravan. He knew he couldn't beat Ravan, but he realized he had to do something to delay the period for a period of time, the kidnapping of Sita. It was said that he delayed it into the next Muhurta, which was a very inauspicious Muhurta for Ravan. So he fought with Ravan and he made his life very successful. In a few minutes, he made his life very successful because he fought for the Supreme Lord, for Mother Sita. Lord Ramachandra performed his final rites. Can you imagine? The Lord performed the final rites of Jatayu the eagle. Then the Lord killed the demon Sakabandha and the commander Vali, establishing a friendly relationship with Sugriva. So this is a pastime, another fascinating pastime in Ramayana, where Ramachandra apparently takes the side of one brother called Sugriva against another brother, Vali. In fact, he defeated Vali by shooting him in the back, which is very unusual for a Kshatriya to do that. And Vali questioned the Lord, why did you do that? You are the Supreme Lord. And the Lord explained to him that you were in breach of much etiquette. You'd stolen the wife of your younger brother. You were enjoying her. And so many things you did wrong, even though Sugriva was also a little bit mistaken, but you really performed some really horrible things. So as a representative of the king, I was entitled to punish you. And Vali completely accepted Lord Ramachandra's explanation. He was a very fortunate soul, actually. After organizing the military strength of the monkeys and going with them into the shore of the sea, In order to rescue Sita, the Lord awaited the arrival of Samudra, the ocean personified, fasting for 3 days. But when Samudra did not come, the Lord, the master of Samudra, became angry simply by his glancing over the ocean. All the living entities within it, including the crocodiles and sharks, were agitated by fear. Then Samudra came to the Lord with great haste and surrendered to him, glorifying him, wanting to help him in every way. Samudra requested the Lord to construct a bridge over the ocean. So initially Samudra was thinking, this is an ordinary person. And most people, when the Lord comes, is not aware that this is the Supreme Lord. He doesn't advertise himself. But he's recognized through the scriptures. He's recognized through the scriptures. So, this is Jatayu. He fought him for 48 minutes. But a hero. This is the final rites performed by Lord Ram, Jatayu. Then he meets Hanuman, one of the greatest servant actually of Lord Ramachandra. No one can beat Hanuman. Very kind-hearted personality, full of compassion, full of love for Ram. Then he introduced Ram to Sugriv, and also Jambavan is here. Jambavan, a very famous personality. We will see him in the pastimes of Krishna as well. Then this is the fight between Bali and Sugriv. Then Hanuman, in search of Sita, he eventually found Sita in Lanka, kingdom of Ravan, and he did a lot of mischief there. Burnt the whole city down, in fact. This is Lord Ram waiting for Samudra, waiting for the ocean. The ocean didn't come. He got angry, stirred up the ocean. And at that time, the ocean came and said, I will support you. I did not realize who you are. Now I understand. Please forgive me for my mistake, my offense. Then they made a bridge, as advised by the ocean, of stones and rocks by writing the name of Ram. This is an example of how the name of Ram is even stronger than the personality of Ram. This is very hard to get the head around. How can the name be more stronger than the Lord himself? But the Lord was present at this time, and he even took up a stone. He didn't write the name of his name on the stone. He said, I am Ram. Why do I need to write my name? And he put the stone on the water, but it sank. And Hanuman, he saw that, and he said to the Lord, my dear Lord, it won't work. You have to write your name. Your name is more powerful than you are. So this is what Hanuman and the other monkeys did. They wrote the name of the Lord. The name has so much potency. And it's so nice to sing the bhajan in the beginning, which describes the power of the holy name. Anyway, so they constructed the bridge to all the way to Lanka. And the Lord accepted the help from everyone. Even a little squirrel was assisting the Lord, and the Lord was very pleased. One time Hanuman said to the squirrel, please move out of the way, otherwise I will squash you. I have some big service to do for Lord Ram by putting these big boulders on the water. And Ramachandra, he heard that and he said, no, Hanuman, his effort is as good as your effort. He's doing his duty to the best of his ability. Although his pebbles may be small compared to yours, his savor is equally valuable to me as yours is. This is phenomenal. We don't have to do great savor to the Lord. Simple savor, simple service, just to connect us with the Supreme Lord is enough. After constructing a bridge over the ocean by throwing into the water the peaks of mountains whose trees and other vegetation had been shaken by the hands of great monkeys, with the help of advice from Vibhishan, Who was Vibhishan? He was the brother of Ravan. He switched sides. He knew this is the Supreme Lord. Vibhishan was a devotee from the beginning of his life. Somehow or other, he had great faith in the Supreme Lord. Ramachandra attacked Ravan's capital, Lanka. Previously, Hanuman, the eternal servant of the Lord, had set fire to Lanka. Now, with the help of Lakshman, the forces of Lord Ramachandra killed all the Rakshas soldiers. Then Lord Ramachandra personally killed Ravan. Mandodari and the other wives lamented for Ravan, and in accordance with Lord Ramachandra's order, Vibhishan performed the funeral ceremonies for all the dead in the family. So this shows the importance of the funeral ceremony. After giving up the body, one is transferred to another body. But sometimes, if one is too sinful, one becomes a ghost. To save oneself from ghostly life, the funeral ceremony, Shraddh, is prescribed. Is prescribed in the scriptures. Ravan was destined for hellish life, but Lord Ramachandra advised Vibhishan to perform all duties prescribed in relation to the dead. Ram was kind to Ravan even after death. Of course, we also know that Ravan came from the spiritual world. He was one of the gatekeepers of the Supreme Lord, and he was destined to go back to continue his service. But he came to this world to give God a fight. No ordinary person can fight with God. Lord Ramachandra then gave Vibhishan the right to rule Lanka and also granted him a long duration of life. The Lord delivered Sita Devi from the Ashoka forest and carried her in a flower airplane to his capital, Ayodhya, where he was received by his brother, Bharat, as well as Lord Brahma and the Devatas who glorified the Lord's activities. So this is real summary. The Ramayana contains 100,000 verses, which gives a lot more description. But here, Shukadev Goswami knew that Parikshit Maharaj would be very familiar with Ramachandra's pastimes because this is what would happen in the family tradition. And also the sages, they would come home and give him these wonderful pastimes. So he didn't want to dwell too long on Lord Ramachandra's pastimes. But these pastimes are truly magnificent pastimes, worth spending long periods of time remembering and understanding these pastimes. For example, Mother Sita, when she was rescued, she was brought in front of Lord Ram, who asked Lakshman, please make a fire. We want to test Sita. And that was a bit of a shock for Lakshman. Wow, you want to test Sita? How dare you? He didn't say that, of course, because he's very polite to his brother. But he was really, truly shocked. As were all the others, monkeys, and they were wondering what was going on. And then, of course, there was a reason why Ramachandra said this, because then Agnidev brought the real Sita back to Ram. Otherwise, Ramachandra was not going to be interested in Maya Sita. So this is another wonderful, sweet pastime. So this
Prabhu,
is, yes.
So, Maya, Sita, so that's
Yeah.
like an illusionary one. Okay, was it when Lord Krishna left the world, he left the body, that was also like a Maya Krishna?
No.
No?
No. That's not Maya Krishna at all. That is actually the Supreme Lord himself. And when he left, he didn't leave his body here because his body is spiritual. He went. Nothing was left behind because he went back to the spiritual world. So
nothing was left.
No. There's no body because
I thought
his
the
body
other
is
day.
material. It's not material.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I always saw. But last time I remember you saying that he left a body for the atheist.
No. He left at a place called Viraval in Gujarat, but he left for the spiritual world with his body, in his body, because he's non-different from his spiritual body.
Yes.
Yeah, because his body is not material in any way, and he's always eternally a 16-year-old boy. He looks like a 16-year-old boy.
Okay.
Mm.
So then sometimes there are stories that Krishna's they show pictures of Krishna's body getting, but that's not real, is it?
No, definitely not. Even Lord Ramachandra, when he left, he went from the Sarayu, he went into the Sarayu river, and he went to a spiritual world with his brothers.
Sarir?
In Sarayu river. He walked into the Sarayu river, yeah. But
So
again,
where is
his
that?
body was not, that's in Ayodhya,
Oh, wow.
northern India. Yeah.
Okay.
So again, he went with his body because his body is totally spiritual.
Spiritual, that's good, yes.
Yeah.
Because some people, they ask me questions. They say, how come in Jagannathpur, in the heart of the Lord is there? It was kept when he left the body, and I don't know anything about that, so I don't know what to say yet.
Yeah, Jayanti, you got some knowledge about this. Heart of the Lord is in Jagannath Puri. Yeah, come.
There is a version like they say that heart, Krishna's left that heart here, and it's for Kali Yuga. So that heart has been transformed into the deity of Jagannath. So each time they change the murti of Jagannath in Jagannath Puri, there's one special pujari who goes in there blindfolded, because no one is allowed to see the heart, and and there's no lights on as well. So before they install the new murti of Jagannath, that devotee takes what they say is the heart, and they've said that it does feel as if it's not hard, it's like a soft thing that they transfer from the old murti to the new murti.
Okay.
So that's what, that's what I have heard.
So Lord Krishna left this when he left.
Yeah, I don't know how he left it. Yeah, I think actually no. Sorry, I heard something else. Yeah, so so Krishna's heart actually went into the river or the sea there, and so when Jagannath was first formed, is in the wood which came from the sea. So that is why that heart is in that log there. That's how it was preserved and put into the Jagannath Murti.
Oh, so it was in the log, and then, but from the log they made the Lord Jagannath, isn't it? So
correct.
So then what? They change the murti every time.
Yeah, they change the murti after a specific number of years. Sometimes 12 years, 13 years, 19 years. It is a special time that they do that.
Okay. Oh, I understand. Thank you, Mataji.
No problem.
Someone was asking me, and I didn't know what to say. I don't even know.
Yeah, well done. Thank you.
Thank you.
Very, very good.
Mataji,
Chendi.
that heart, it can be more like a sort of just like a story rather than true heart of Krishna, because I find it hard to believe all this.
I know, because
But that's what the story is circulating, isn't it? I know that.
Yeah, because we're only used to seeing, the heart. Because you're a doctor, you know what heart feels like and looks like. But this is a spiritual entity, so that we can't envisage what it looks like or anything. But they say that it feels, quite soft, and I don't know what shape, but yeah.
But this is what the pujari at the Jagannath temple said, that is it?
Yeah.
You've been there, so you may have heard from there. Okay.
Yeah. Now, I was when I was listening to all the different pastimes, Jagannath, last 2 weeks, I heard it in there as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I've heard the story, but I think I found it quite difficult to believe Lord Krishna being.
It's not easy.
Yeah, it's not easy for us. Yeah. How can? But again, they said because that heart was left in the sea, that's why it was in the sea for all this time until Jagannath deity got manifested.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
I know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Krishna passed away. Krishna left this material world on the land, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Yeah. But because Somnath is quite near the sea, that's why they say, because it's where he left is quite near Somnath.
Viravalli,
Yeah. Viravalli, yeah.
Sorry, Prabhu. So where Krishna left, was it near Somnath?
Yes, very close to Somnath.
Sorry, it was near?
Very close to Somnath, which is a shivling place. Yeah.
Did you say it was Virav? What is it?
Viraval.
Viraval.
That's the actual place. Yeah.
In Gujarat, yeah?
Yeah. Gujarat. Western Gujarat, yeah.
And it's, yeah, okay.
It's a fascinating place as well. We're going there in December.
Nice.
Yeah, very interesting place.
I'm sure.
So let's just finish a little bit more. Lord Ramchandra heard that in his absence, his brother Bharat was eating barley cooked in the urine of a cow and covered his body with the bark of trees, wearing matted locks of hair, lying on the mattress of kusha grass. The most merciful Lord very much lamented this. Bharat was overjoyed seeing Ram falling at his lotus feet. So Ram didn't want to enjoy luxury in the palace. He didn't live in the palace. He lived outside in a little hut, just like Ram was living in very austere conditions. So Bharat also took the same conditions. He was such a loving brother. When Lord Ramchandra entered Ayodhya, Bharat brought his wooden shoes, Vibhishan and Sugriv held a whisk and fan. Hanuman carried an umbrella, Shatrughan carried the Lord's bow and 2 quivers. Sita Devi carried a water pot containing water from holy places. Angad carried a sword. Jambavan, who's also known as Raksharaja, carried a shield after Lord Ramchandra, accompanied by Lord Lakshman and Mother Sita Devi, met all his relatives, the sage Vashishta, enthroned him as king. Lord Ramachandra's rule in Ayodhya during Treta Yuga was like Satya Yuga, where everyone was completely happy. When he was the king of this world, all bodily and mental sufferings, disease, old age, bewilderment, lamentation, distress, fear, and fatigue were completely absent. There was not even death for those who did not want it. Ram could have married again when Mother Sita was kidnapped. But by her submissive, faithful, shy, chaste, and understanding character, and her love and service, she completely attracted the mind of the Lord. Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman ki jai. This is a really interesting picture. So we wanted to stop there. Anybody like to? We've already had a good discussion. Anybody want to do anything else? Any other questions or comments? Okay, we can stop. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Ramchandra Bhagavan ki jai.